Most electrical fires are caused by excessive heat from wires, machines, and appliances, which have been overloaded or poorly insulated. When fires break out in buildings, you're almost always exposed to energized electrical wiring and power lines. Industrial facilities, such as this, have heavy-duty electrical systems with equipment operating at over 10,000 volts. Recall that residential systems mostly have 120 and 240 volt service. While much lower than industrial voltage, it's still very dangerous. Here are some guidelines which should be followed at all times. When you enter a building, you may want to keep power on to aid your visibility in investigating the fire. However, because smoke may still limit your visibility, keep your palms turned inward. Why? If you come into contact with any energized sources and you experience muscle contractions, your arms and hands will be pulled toward your body and away from the source of electricity. Many firefighters believe that when responding to fire emergencies, the pulling of an electric meter is an acceptable procedure. It isn't. Meters can arc and explode. What you want to do, if possible, is locate the main breaker box or panel and shut off the power from there. And when doing so, turn away from the power source to avoid being injured if it arcs. All electrical wires are approached as if they were energized. And as shown earlier, even if coated, don't make the mistake of thinking that means they are insulated. Firefighter gloves are not designed to handle energized electric lines. Don't be fooled into thinking it's safe to touch the lines. It's not. Nor is it safe to use any of your tools to cut power lines. This attempt to de-energize power to the burning structure is extremely dangerous.
As with all the earlier situations we covered, the guidelines for parking, public safety, and safe distances need to be followed upon arrival at the emergency site.
Even after you have cut power, take care not to come in contact with machinery or appliances, especially in commercial and industrial facilities. There may be alternate or emergency sources still supplying electricity. When you're fighting any kind of fire with overhead electric lines in the area, the same guideline of keeping a minimum safe distance of 10 feet from the energized line applies for any ladder or bucket. This guideline also applies to any equipment and tools you're using. So make absolutely sure you're keeping a safe distance before jumping into action. Because of these dangers, only essential crew members should be anywhere near vehicles exposed to this risk. As previously shown, anyone working on the vehicle must avoid any contact with the ground because of the possibility of electrical arcing. Large-scale fires involving multiple vehicles and different companies and agencies compound the complexities in responding. Having an action plan in place ensures that everyone is aware of the location of power lines and other electrical sources, so coordination of all parties' actions create a safe outcome. When the utility company arrives, they'll probably cut the service wiretaps on the utility pole or open a switch to de-energize the lines. Only when they test to make sure all sources of electrical energy are removed will you get an all clear to move about safely.